Back, guys, we're playing Might and Magic Chess Royale. This is the prologue, so this isn't officially released yet. There's going to be a lot of updates coming up. If you actually follow Facebook, they're releasing sneak peeks of updates here and there. Currently general level, which is only about like 3 ranks up, so it's not very far. This game is it's a good game. It's a good concept. There's still a lot of issues with the game. Like I've seen troops just stand still and things like that, even though they should be attacking. And it's very RNG based, so you could have everything working out in your favor and out of nowhere you lose. So it can be frustrating. So let's go ahead and take out the spell shops. So these change, I think they change every day. So if you look up above the rare, it says 1 hour and 1 minute. I think the best spells was when this one was bullying. It basically stunned, or if the units were stunned, it did like 500 or 750 damage maxed out. It was pretty great. If you want to know when to use spells, typically I think you should save your money for the end of the game and use your spells then. And you'd probably want to buy a legendary or maybe something to accommodate the legendary. Speaking of spells, Fortune, as we've determined, it's pretty controversial. Typically, you're more than likely just going to end up breaking even. It really doesn't make sense to buy a Fortune. Let's see. So let's go ahead and take a look at these characters real quick. So in Synergy, the strongest ones that people will typically use, okay, you're going to see Hunter a lot. And that is because these 3 units, they're all, bow users. They're pretty damn strong, especially Null early game and even mid game and Ranger. Dragon is... So here's the thing with Dragon. You can only have 1 dragon on the field and get 40 mana. However, if it's the exact same dragon, you can have 2 of the exact same dragon and it won't cancel out the synergy. And it'll actually increase it to 40 mana. I'm sure you could do it with 3, but it says with 1 single dragon on board. That's not entirely true. It's 1 single type of dragon. So if I have fucking 3 red dragons, I can, plus 40 times 3. So the one that everybody pretty much uses is Sylvan. It is an OP, I think it's new synergy right now. Treant, Dryad, Ranger. See, we already talked about Ranger. Ranger is already good, but now he's also got a Sylvan. It's crazy. Assassins are pretty good. Let's see. There's another one. I think it was Dungeon. Where's Dungeon? Focus Dungeon. This one Dungeon? No. Dungeon. So the reason that some people like Dungeon is a random ally unit gets duplicated. And the reason why that's good is, let's say you already have 2 Hydras, and that when they break up, you get a total of 4 Hydras, little baby Hydras. I think they're called daughters. And that's if they get duplicated, and you already have 2. So it's okay. It's not terrible. But I think let's go in order. Let's see which ones I think are the most OP. So Ghost can do amazing damage. Dryad is a really strong healer. She heals, but she does crazy amount of damage as well, and it's pretty nuts. She can actually hold her own. Fire Giant is an excellent unit for stunning, especially if you want to use bullying, the spell at the end of the game. He also has a shit ton of health, and he does pretty good amount of damage. I don't really see people use Red Dragon. Rune Priest, he actually can be pretty good when he's level 2. Battle Dwarf's pretty good. Valkyrie's pretty good. Honestly, I've never seen anybody win with Archangel. Now, theoretically, being a legendary, he would be OP. He's not OP. So his blades that come out of the sky, they come out all over the place. And while they can do a total of 10,000 damage, not even a 10,000, 1000 damage. It's not very good. They're all over the place. There's really high chance of them missing. He's ass. I just kind of wouldn't pick him if I were you. Orc can be a beast, especially when he's leveled up. He can definitely go and be a beast. I think that has to do with his berserk speed. Valkyrie's hit or miss. Sometimes she's good, sometimes she's not. I think it's mainly her placement on the field. Justicar is absolute a beast of a unit. He's one of the top picked as well as Null. I don't think we've gotten to Null yet. He'll be over here. Yeah, Null's over there. Zealot is a pretty great healer as well. I think that's the healers are pretty strong in this game. I've seen a lot of people do double healer, and I end up always winning against them. Swordmaster is a pretty great tank. He also does a decent amount of damage. I would definitely go after him if you can. There's Swordmaster again. Ghost. I think we already talked about Ghost. Ghost can do a shit ton of damage. I feel like she's not as good very, very early game, but towards the middle and towards the end, she can deal some massive damage, and I'm not exactly sure why. It's probably just because she lives longer. Vampire is a beast. So what he'll do, since he's an assassin, he'll actually jump to the very back of the board, or try to attack somebody back there, which is great against, you know, healers and stuff like that, or especially Ranger, because Ranger will more than likely be the one that kills your entire team. So having some assassins on your team is definitely helpful. Plus, he'll actually still, you know, like 200 or 300 health from your opponent. And the reason I don't say 400 is because almost nobody 3-stars anybody in this game. It's too expensive, and the odds of doing it is like nearly impossible, especially these later tier units. I haven't really seen anybody use Bone Dragon. Lich is supposedly okay. I've only used him once or twice. I think the reason they use him is because he summons minions, and you know, that's a pretty good distraction. So he's basically a tank in that sense, a backline tank. Druid's pretty great. She can do some pretty awesome damage. I already talked about Zealot. Rune Priest is good. Null is a must-have. He's just fast as fuck, and if he's by himself, there's no enemies around him, with the Hunter bonus, he actually increases speed. Cyclops is an OP tank. I didn't appreciate him at first, but if you see his special does 400 damage to nearby enemies, that's everybody nearby him. That's a massive amount of damage. Plus, he's a tank, so he you know, you want to keep him alive. They already talked about Orc. Orc is pretty OP. I heard a lot of people talk negative about Behemoth. I've never won with him. In fact, I don't think I've won with any of the legendaries. They're very late game, and they don't seem to make a difference. Harpy's awesome. She's an assassin. You're going to use her like an assassin. She's going to go up behind people and kill them, just like Vampire and just like Justicar. It really depends which one, I guess, you can level up the fastest. They're all really valuable. Trent is a must-have. He's going to stun. If you can get 2 Trents and put them on the field, it's probably better than having a level 2 Trent, just because you actually stun them for longer. So 2 Trents can stun for about 3 seconds versus level 2 Trent, which costs 3 Trents total, can only stun for 2 seconds. And you'll do 200 damage versus 150. So it's, in a way, it's sort of a downgrade to level up troops. So you can imagine by, you know, rank 3, when you wasted a shit ton of gold, it's not pretty. Green Dragon is fucking awesome. Sometimes, I mean, Hydra keeps up with him sometimes, but I think I will usually throw Green Dragon in and replace Hydra, but those are about the only 2 dragons I'll use. Druid's great. We already talked about her. Dryad's like super strong for a fucking healer. I don't know why she hits so hard. I've seen a lot of people use Mundo. I've never really gotten a chance to use her. I'm too busy, you know, working on the troops that I have. I don't end up wasting money on epic or legendary at that point, unless it's like Green Dragon or Fire Giant or something like that, or Ranger. I will definitely be trying to upgrade Ranger as much as I can. Dragon. So we talked about this. Hydra and Green Dragon are the best. I've seen Trog do okay. He's definitely not a top pick. Harpy would be a much better top pick. And Stalker, she can actually, if she's protected, she will do a pretty good amount of damage. She'll stay alive for a little while. So we already know everybody in this fucking field is awesome. Colossus. Yeah, so everybody except Behemoth. I don't know how to rank them because they're all fucking amazing. All right, so let's go ahead and hit the hay. So they do have a Discord available. There are people on it. You can actually ask for help, see strategies. If you want to brag about your win, you can do that there. It's pretty poppin'. There's almost always somebody talking in it. There's also I think there's a Reddit for this. But yeah, so this is an Ubisoft game. It is brand new. It's not even officially released yet, but you can find it in the App Store, I believe. There's no in-app purchases right now. That is the best thing ever. Come on, load. It's taking longer to load lately than usual. I usually be able to load in about 10 seconds. All right, so I'm going to talk about how I choose all my decisions in this game. Now, I probably won't become first place. Like I said, it's all RNG based, but I'll obviously try my best, and I want to be able to explain everything. So if I do get up in the top tier, it'll be more beneficial because I'll be able to talk about more things. So this is the first round. You can lose if you want to. It doesn't really matter. You won't gain or lose any more coins. We got Swordmaster, Rune Priest, Druid. I'm going to go ahead and do a Swordmaster and a Druid. Put Swordmaster up front because he's a tank, and then a Druid in the back. I'm going to actually place him closer so that the front line on the enemy team will target him faster. He might have an assassin, so I'm going to put the Druid close to the Swordmaster just in case. The assassins, when they start out, the assassins can be a real bitch. All right, so he didn't give a shit. That's fine. Doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, you'll get 5 gold whether you win or lose. So what I want to do here is typically try to waste as little gold as possible. By the way, you can actually extend this. You can take a look at the stats. It's something that I didn't know for a while. So Swordmaster is the top pick right now. Wow, there's very little Justicars. If I pick Justicars, might be able to get him leveled up pretty fast. So the thing is every time that you level up, you get experience down here. I'll do it just to show you guys. Every time you fully level that up, you actually increase the rarity in the shot. Now you see I have 1 gold left. I'm actually gonna save that until next round, because next round I'm gonna be level 4, and that means that the rarity, when I change this, it'll be a little bit higher. Like right now, there's only a 10% chance at the bottom of the screen, you can see that, of getting a rare, 0 mythical, 0 legendary. Next round, it'll be a little bit higher. So I didn't really place them in any specific order. If I lose, oh well. Especially at the very beginning of the game, it's super RNG based because you never know what you're gonna get. Towards the middle, you're definitely gonna wanna start figuring out what you're gonna do. All right, see if we can't merge, get him, get Justicar. I will grab her, get that Treant in there. Where are you, tank? I don't want you, I need some damage. I'm not gonna use the healer right off because early game, healer doesn't really have much to heal. And she'll just be a target right now. when I get a few more troops on the board, she won't be targeted as fast, and she'll actually be able to heal. See, those 2 Valkyries would probably just destroy her right off the bat. Yeah, see, once you start getting troops down, you're able to cycle a couple times, you know. You can actually start fighting for real,